out and not to speak about these things. And they've actually used it, to me, under the ridiculous heading or whatever of, not talking about the Navy SEALs. And there has been so much said by the Obama administration, by the media, and by others in government about the Navy SEALs since the death of bin Laden that it's just totally ludicrous to ask common citizens like Karen and I or other people not to talk about what we know when they have disclosed their identifications, identities. They've made movies about them. Joe Biden has committed a breach of national security. Leon Panetta did the same. Yet it's just like everything else in D.C. They want to come down on the common man and the citizen and let us live by different rules than what they themselves are willing to live by.
Well, obviously the problem is in the lack of leadership. How far up does this problem really go?
Well, I can tell you it at least goes up to the admirals and the generals. We had a 4-star admiral in our home in January who indicated to us that he was absolutely fine with the way that we were operating in Afghanistan, and he mentioned 2 or 3 other generals there and said they're all good men and we're good on this, and it's at least that far. But if it's that far, it has to come from the other way. It's not how far up it goes, I don't believe. It's how far down it comes. It's come from the top, and it's bled down, and it's bled down into a lot of these upper echelon officers who I believe now, tragically so, have become political. And it's clear the information that we're getting from the guys on the ground, from retired Rangers, retired SEALs, who, by the way, have said they've gotten out because of the rules of engagement, because they don't want to be sacrificed, and even from some active men, they certainly don't agree with these rules at all. They've given, since Karen and I have spoken out, many have contacted us through anonymous means and such, and told us stories that are absolutely horrifying about the way that we're having to operate over there. So it's not how far up it goes; it's how far down it's come, I believe.
Okay, what do you hope people will take away from your new book, Betrayed? It's an important book.
What I hope is it's going to take the American citizen to change what's going on in our military. I know that you know and your listeners know that in every area across this nation, across this republic, our citizens are being demoralized, they're being beaten down, our institutions are being torn apart, and through the death of our son, Karen and I have realized the same thing is going on in our military. And the problem is, if we lose our military, all the rest of those things don't make any difference if we lose our security. So what we hope to gain is an awareness, a national awareness among people like us who didn't realize how bad it really was, that can give a cry out to Washington, D.C. and to the military and tell them and demand that we want rules of engagement, we want the proper equipment for our warriors, we want our warriors to be able to fight in ways that are more favorable to them than to the enemy. What we have done in this country, in this government, and in the upper areas of this military is we have made a primitive enemy formidable to our warriors